Hi, hello, I'm Marina. You know that one girl that likes to talk a lot about houseplants. And welcome to Millennial Planter. So it is time for another favorites video. Oh, wait, I'm just kidding. This is not my favorites. All of my not favorite plants of October. So it's a favorites video, but an anti-favorites video. I'm doing this every other month, so I'm doing a favorites video and then following up with the not favorite video the next month, just to kind of switch it up, share some of my struggling plants or maybe some plants that I just somehow fallen out of love with. So you guys liked this a lot last time. I think I did it in August. I'll have that video linked down below if you want to check that video out. So hopefully you guys have some tips for me with some of these plants, and some of these plants I just have fallen out of love with, which is really sad. I think the last one will definitely shock you. But before we get into the video, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. You're watching a plant video, so I'm assuming you like houseplants, and I happen to talk a lot about houseplants on my channel, so go ahead, hit the subscribe button, help propagate this community with me. I would absolutely love to have you. So let's get on to my not favorites of October. So my first one is going to be, it's so hard to pick what my first plant is going to be, but I think it's going to be my Stefania Recta. So a couple things with this plant. It was doing so well over the summertime. This is a caudex plant, meaning that they grow out of a caudex that looks like a little tiny potato, and usually when you order this plant, it comes in that little caudex and you have to grow the roots and then it'll start to throw out leaves. So these plants do go dormant in the cooler months, and it has been getting cold here, so that's obviously what's happening. You can see all of those yellowing leaves. Actually, this whole vine is probably going to die off now, but also I think a big factor of why it's dying so quickly is because I repotted it. I put it in a slightly bigger pot just because the small pot that I had it in, first of all, it was ceramic, and I do have a tendency to overwater things, and also it was a ceramic planter that has the saucers attached, and I absolutely hate those planters. Specifically, I will take a planter with no drainage hole over one that has an attached saucer. I just think they're so infuriating. They have a drainage hole, but that drainage hole is blocked by the saucer, and you think it's gonna drain out, but it doesn't actually drain out, and it all just pools up, and then you have to tilt the pot in a certain way so that it can spill out. It's just a whole unnecessary thing. So I put it in the terracotta, and yeah, she clearly did not like that, and I am actually really heartbroken because we were doing so well and she was growing so well, and now I'm just gonna have a little caudex, which makes me really nervous because how do I know when to even water it? Do I water it once it completely dies off? How do I know the roots aren't gonna dry up? Can you guys let me know? Share some tips with me down below, please, because this was my first summer with her growing so well. You know, I've had her for a few years, and this is the biggest she's ever gotten. She got really big, massive leaves, so I'm really sad to see these leaves go, and I'm really nervous that she might not come back next summer, but I'm not going to put that out into the universe, so help me, please. Plant number 2 is a plant that I've complained about quite a few times in probably my plant tours vlogs. So you guys might be familiar with my struggle with Hoya Coronario. As you can see, she's super cute, especially in this heart-shaped trellis. Like, absolutely adorable. She has really fuzzy leaves, but as you can see, she only has leaves on one side of her. What is up with that? That's because I think I'm almost 99% sure she has flat mites. I have the sulfur fungicide on the way. I have my little spray bottle, so I have everything ready to be treated. I haven't gotten the microscope yet to actually look, but I do have all the signs. First of all, we have all of that nubby growth. There's so many times when she has put out a new leaf. As you can see, a new leaf is right there, and they will just fall off all on their own, no reason at all. And you can just see all those nubs all over this vine. And it's kind of weird how it's only on this side of the vine and not this side. but all of her new leaves keep falling off. She also has a lot of, I don't know if I can see, but the backs of the leaves are starting to get a lot of scarring to them. And oh, here we go. And just overall not looking the best. I thought maybe for a while it could have been I was possibly underwatering her because she was in a terracotta pot, and every time I happened to look at her, she was extremely thirsty. So I did go and I checked for root mealies. There's no root mealies. So I thought maybe it was just an underwatering problem, but now she's in a plastic pot and I'm really trying to keep up on watering, but I just feel like I just feel like flat mites are my only other option at this point. It is kind of hard to see any sort of pest on her because she has that velvetness to her. She has like a very felt material, so it's always hard to see pests on velvety plants. But it's just a real bummer because this plant was so easygoing and grew really, really well. And I mean, paired with this trellis, it is just the absolute cutest. So hopefully I can start treating her soon and we'll start getting new growth and she'll start holding on to a lot of those new leaves. I have a few of my Hoyas that have been stuck. Actually, since we're on that subject, this Hoya Finlaysonii, has been stuck like this for years. Probably 2 years at this point. I'm not even exaggerating. It's maybe grown these top 2 leaves since I've had it, but it makes no sense. So, I mean, the only other thing is maybe flat mites. I don't know. I have my Hoya elliptica that's also been really stuck for a while. My Hoya rotundiflora. So I'm just excited to get this sulfur fungicide and just spray down all my Hoyas, even if they are growing really well, because a lot of them are really stunted and they have been stunted for years now, at least a year minimum. And yeah, I'm hoping to get new growth. So definitely, you know, stick around for that video if that's something you're interested in. I would like to get the microscope so we can really take a look at the foliage and actually see what's going on. Apparently the flat mites are like a bright orange color, so they should be really easy to pick up on. But I know for a fact this plant, this Hoya Coronario, has something. It has to. It's the only thing that makes sense. So Hoya Coronario, Hoya Finlaysonii, plant number 2 and 3, they're just, you know, this one is on my shit list for sure, but this one, it just kind of breaks my heart that she's struggling so much, so I hope I can get her better. Plant number 4 of my not favorite of October is an aloe plant. And I hate aloe so much. Okay, I absolutely love aloe. I love ingesting aloe in drinks, in shakes, in various forms. It's very helpful, the medicinal effects of it. But aloe as a houseplant, this is what I end up with every time. And I'm almost certain she's going to lose all these leaves and die because I cannot figure them out. I don't water them. I give them bright light and they still end up with no roots and just looking awful. My mom has a beautiful aloe. It is massive. I mean, absolutely massive. And I don't understand. This was actually given to me from a family friend, so I'm really trying hard to take care of it and love it. I think maybe I might have burned it a little bit, and it had no roots when I got it, so I kind of like I can't pull it up, so I know that roots are growing. And I put it in a little bit less light. I moved it from one shelf to another shelf. So hopefully we are on the up and up and I can finally grow aloe. But I don't have a lot of faith in myself. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what to do, please. Tell me what you do to successfully grow aloe, and hopefully I can do that. But my question is, when do I actually water it? Because from what I can tell, they don't like water at all. But how do I know when to water it? You know, it's in terracotta. It's getting really good light. I haven't watered it yet since I've gotten it. But they're super cute. Does this not kind of like look like a squid? I think it's adorable. I love aloe. They just don't love me. So can you please love me? Please. Yeah, but my aloe, they're just not a good houseplant. Well, this video might end up being really short because I am flying through these plants. My second to last plant is one that I actually really do love. I think it's so funky and it is so different. It's not your everyday houseplant. I've been getting a lot of hype on TikTok too, which is really random. It's my Beyond Duel. And how can you not love this plant? It is so freaking cute. It feels really like the leaves are so thick and almost cardboard-like. It's really weird. They have a really nice prehistoric vibe. They have a really fat seeds that you have to grow them from. They're just a really cool plant. But as you can see, she's still one leaf. And I sprouted this plant, I want to say April, May of 2020. Yeah, I really think it was 2020. So it might have been 2021, but either way, it's been over 365 days. And we still have one leaf. And I know that they're slow growing. I do. And I understand that. but I see like all those TikToks that I was just talking about. They've really taken off on TikTok. People are just recommending them and getting them all over. And I see these people that have had them for less time than I've had mine. And theirs already has 2 leaves. So maybe I should up the watering. What do you guys think? I think that's what I need to do. I mean, it's getting a lot of light. It's getting really good humidity. I think maybe the watering might be the key. Should I put it in a ceramic pot? I don't know. So help me out. How do I make my Dion Edul egg grow? I don't know what else to do. I want another leaf. I think it would be really cute to have 2 of these really cute leaves. And I can't really even say that she's a not favorite because I look at this leaf and I just melt. My heart melts a little bit because it is really cute. But it's just, I get jealous, you know? I see all these people that have 2 leaves on theirs and mine still has 1. So I'm hoping by talking about her and putting her on blast, she will grow a second leaf because a lot of my plants that I talked about in my August not favorites video have been on the up and up. And I think it's because I put them on blast. It happens with Instagram too. So if you have a struggling plant, put it on blast on any social media platform and I'm almost certain it'll do a 180. So my last plant for this video is one that's probably going to be a shock for a lot of you because me and this plant we've been through a lot and I love this plant and I have talked so highly of it, but lately it's just been on the struggle bus and it's my fault. Okay, it's my Philodendron Zana. A big reason is because it's just so big. It's so big. It's growing from both directions. First of all, who does that? So she's super happy, but her growth pattern just makes it really hard to put her anywhere. And I don't know where to put her, so I keep moving her around, and obviously she's not getting consistent lighting because I keep moving her around. So in return, she's just not very happy and she just goes one direction. And yeah, and then I treated her for spider mites and now her leaves are like sad and yellowing and she's just been a problem. And that's so silly to say, I know, because the problem is me, it's not her. But sometimes just plants' growth patterns make it so difficult to place them places, and that makes it more difficult to not fall out of love with them. In my previous house, she had this whole corner area that was just amazing for her and she thrived and she just got huge and that was everything. And then I came here, now I have a whole plant room, so I should be able to find a space for her, but I can't with this growth pattern. So I really don't know what to do. I'm kind of tempted to maybe chop her back because I did that at one point. I chopped her all the way almost to the stump. I think she had maybe 1 leaf. I think this is the 1 leaf that she had. this one here. And she just regrew, and she regrew fine. But I feel like maybe if I find a really good spot for her, cut her back again, and then have her grow in that spot, she'll grow a little better. But then I'm thinking about that, and that's probably not the case. I don't know, but I need to figure it out because I really do love Pasizanums. I think they are an amazing plant. They get these huge, beautiful heart-shaped leaves, and I want to grow her out to be what she was before I chopped her. I just have to figure out what to do. If you guys have growing philodendrons that are just really girthy and really long, and maybe if they're growing both ways, how do you guys store your plants? How do you display them? Because I'm at a loss and it's kind of making me sad. But then that's also just like plant parenthood in general. You go through these phases with plants, you really love them for a while, and then sometimes you just fall out of love with them. So maybe that just means that our time has come to an end, and maybe I need to just pass her along to somebody that will find the best spot for her where she can truly thrive like she used to. But that's really sad too. Oh my gosh, thinking about that just made me kind of tear up, which is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so I'm not gonna do that. Maybe instead I can take a cutting of the plant and then give the bigger piece away so that I have a piece of her still and I can regrow her. I think maybe that's an actual possibility. I don't know though, we'll see. I will have to keep you guys updated because I don't know if I'm ready for that either. So basically what it is I need to find a good situation for her. And I don't know what that situation's gonna be yet. Okay. Well, if you have any tips, let me know. Because I don't know what to do at this point. And that wraps it up for all of my not favorite plants of October. It's always so funny to make this video because once I lay out all my plant problems and all of the plants that are my not favorite, there's always one common denominator, and that's me. Clearly, I fall short in some sort of care with a lot of these plants, which is why they start to decline. But you know, that's the beauty of owning plants and having this hobby. You're always growing, always learning, always experimenting. You know, there's always room to grow in this hobby, which I really like. And I definitely have learned a lot from my plants. I've learned a lot about flat mites this year. So hopefully I can do an update video on these plants. But I'll definitely keep you updated in plant tours and other videos that I make about these plants and what I do, especially with this Pasizanum. So make sure you subscribe and stick around, check out those future videos. But I hope you all enjoyed this silly little video. Share your not favorite plants with me in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you, and also any tips that you have. I got a lot of good tips in my previous video that have really helped me out. And as always, I hope you all are staying safe, sane, happy, and healthy, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!